Welcome back to the Brighter Side of Blue. Live, I guess recorded live at our Colombo's studios. This is powered by Schicker Automotive Group. And today we have our first ever Schicker Spotlight advertisement with their fleet service. We have promoted him to manager, but his name is Scott Roberts. And I am Tommy.
I'm JJ.
Producer John.
And we have no Danny.
Oh, we don't?
Thank goodness.
Danny is in Newfoundland.
I knew something was different.
And why I had to bring up the fact that we had the Schicker Spotlight with Scott, and Scott is from Canada,
right?
So he's familiar with Newfoundland. He called them Newfies. What was the one thing he said?
Screech.
Oh, the screechers. Then that's because of the way they talked, and he was telling a story about the screechers. I didn't hear the ers at the end. And so I thought he was telling a story about Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
He wasn't, and I just found that. I thought that until right before we started the show. I was like, the dude knows Screech.
Well, no, he just said they're hard to understand. If you watch it back, you'll see that he said that. So, but it was pretty funny.
So Danny and Denise are big hikers. So obviously they're going there for the outdoors and whatnot. But what are the?
Wait a minute.
What are the?
No. He's hiking up in the middle of all this wilderness with polar bears and whatever.
I don't know if they have polar bears. They got polar bears.
Yeah,
they do.
So he's finally doing a manly thing.
Holy shit! They got.
Well, Denise is the one that talked him into it, but he's finally doing something manly other than playing pickleball.
Pickleball.
Dude.
So
a polar bear would make that bison. Remember that bison that dude got to do in Yellowstone? Oh. That bison was that was from perfect timing on that bison.
Oh,
the guy hit that. The old man hit that stride, and then he kind of like tried to put his hand on the bison like he was going to push the bison's head down, and the bison pushed through, and just launched that dude
like 20 feet in the air.
Could you imagine if that was Danny?
Oh,
if they're out there, they do that outdoors.
His neck would have snapped right away.
Does Newfoundland have bison? Scotty, does Newfoundland have bison?
They don't.
Yeah,
buffalo.
That's what. Yeah,
they got polar bears for Christ's sakes.
They do.
But the polar bear, they're
so there's a possibility that Danny gets launched.
100%.
That's fucking great.
Mauled by he said 20%.
Danny he would have gotten better hang time than the old man, though.
I think he's more aerodynamic.
Yeah,
I tell you what, that old man's tough though, dude.
Oh yeah, he is.
And I saw an interview today with him. He was just talking about the whole experience. It was unbelievable. But he got launched so far, and every time you watch it, you're like, "Oh my god!" But he's tough, man.
I think they should call that bull Artemis because he just launches shit. He just walks around in Yellowstone launching shit. Artemis,
he almost touched the moon.
Artemis Bison. I got you. So now, JJ, you got anything good that might have happened over the last week or so? Anything good? Let's talk about something good.
Well, I wanted to say one thing. Danny is replaceable, and
yeah,
but we didn't. We were going to bring.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Obviously, I'm
not like starting an internal beef.
No.
We're taking applications.
Last week I wasn't here, and then I think there was some was missing because I wasn't there.
Right.
But Danny, I don't think we're going to miss a beat.
All right. We're off to a good start.
But
just because we've been railing on him for so long.
I just want to say one thing. I want to give a shout out to the St. Louis City Tow. Two guys that are every weekend. I work 2 weekends in a row, and we deal with a lot of crap over the weekends downtown and north of downtown, and wherever the slideshow people go. These two guys, Ed Young is the main boss, and his buddy Jeremy Williams. Every weekend they show up, and they deal with so much stuff. They tow all the cars, and it's an art form to tow cars. And like a couple weeks ago, about 4 weeks ago, we had a big, right at 130, Highway 70 has a huge accident, 6-car accident. One person went to hospital, but no, wasn't a fatality. But there's cars piled up, 6 cars deep, and they can work it like nobody's business. And it's an art form to get these cars in the highways, even at 3 in the morning, or it actually was 2 in the morning. It's amazing how many cars still go through Highway 7. It was backed up so far. And it was going northbound. It was so backed up. And there's nothing they can do. They just got to sit there. These guys whipped it so quick. And Jeremy is his sidekick. That they show up every week. I think they have fun because they're always hanging out with mobile guys. But
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I want to ruin my weekend and go hang out
but they're
with mobile
pretty
guys
loyal.
on the highway.
But Ed is a super nice guy, and they do such a good job.
City Tow, huh?
City Tow. And
Yeah.
the one funny thing happened Tuesday is they put holds on cars. So they put a hold on a car, and I think it was Tuesday in the afternoon. Some gal was aggravated. She wants her car back, and it got a hold on it. I don't know why, but if it's got a hold on it, there's a good reason it's got a hold on. She climbed this huge fence.
No, she tried to go get her car back?
She did. She jumped in, and she gets in her car and starts with her keys, and she's trying to run through the gate, and they end up grabbing her.
She got in?
She did. Well, she got in her car, and they stopped her, and they were able to stop her because there's no way to get out.
It's like Robert Rebstock going to get his impounded dog.
Yeah, just go.
That was
go right
he
through.
drove his car right through the front door and got his impounded dog out.
Well, she just made everything worse because she got locked up for trespassing and all kinds.
Well, your good story turned out bad. Kind of ended bad, but
I'm
that's all
sorry,
right.
but
Hey,
I
Johnny,
think
you got anything good? You got a good story for us?
Yeah.
Something good.
Oh,
Well, some good news is our friend Paige Spears.
Who you got? Are you spearheaded getting out of jail?
Yeah,
Or prison?
Pardon the pun, spearhead. But Paige came in last week and brought him his ice cream truck. He, he's working in a clothing store, and his brother, who lives across state, owns like a ton of ice cream trucks, and he talked Paige into saying, "Hey, man, go into business for yourself. You can make a lot of money." So he got 2 trucks, and he and his gal Cassie are in the ice cream business, and they want to kind of get in the food truck business too eventually. But it's called Zodiac Cream. They do, they're mainly up like in North County as far as like riding the streets, but they really their forte is doing like corporate events or school events,
Birthday parties.
whatever.
Yep.
So
They came up here last week. We had some fun with them.
Yeah.
We're going to cut that up and we'll play that.
yeah, we'll play some video, and Danny bought the whole kitchen staff ice cream sandwiches and bomb pops.
Their choice. They got to go to the ice cream truck like young kids again.
Yeah,
That's
The
yeah.
ice cream truck was the best back in the day.
That was.
Hear that ding ding?
Yeah,
You go absolutely bonkers.
my 3-year-old grandchild, she's starting to figure that out.
Oh, really?
Because for some reason, every once in a while, the one will come through our neighborhood. I'm like, why are they even here? But they already know.
Hello.
Yep.
But if you do, if you're interested, if you're having an event, it's Zodiac Cream. They have they're on Facebook, or you can call Paige directly at 314-704-9800.
Frozen margarita.
Frozen margarita.
Yeah,
Come
we-
get your Zodiac cream.
Yeah.
The brighter side of blue.
Right.
You can book us, man, for parties, weddings, functions, company picnics, family reunions,
I put my banana Dixie cups on flavors and push up to under ice cream man. Stop me when the bucks are five. See now all my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy. Yes, of your ice cream man. I put my banana.
I like it. My something good is I'm going to tell the
I'll get
story.
another good when you're done.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some good stuff.
All right.
But last week we were down here, and a little girl walked down, and we were not on stage here.
I wasn't
and,
here.
And her name was Soleil, and she walked down with her mom because we were up. People were upstairs, and they were walking downstairs, and she's like, "What's going on down there?" And her mom says, "Well, the last time I was down there, it was just a pool table and a dartboard." So she's like, "There's no way that all those people were going down there just for that." So Soleil makes her mom come down here. Her mom's name was Sarah, and they came down, and Soleil just walked right over, made herself comfortable right there, started talking into the mic. John turned it on. She was having fun, and we just decided we got to interview her. So we interviewed her real quick, and you're going to see about 5 minutes of that before we go into the next thing I'm going to talk about is this week's featured interview is with Melissa Price Smith. And Melissa Price Smith is running for the St. Louis County prosecuting attorney. She was put there recently not a while back when Wesley Bell moved on and was the state senator, and we had a great time with her, didn't we, John?
Yeah, she was a great interview, and we've known Melissa since
Right.
she came on with the city, circuit attorney back in the mid '90s. So we're good friends. But she's awesome gal, great interview.
Well, again, you never know what's going to happen down here in the studios, is because we interviewed her on Tuesday. So on Tuesday when we interview somebody, or on Monday when we interview somebody, there's nobody down here. But on my way here, Joe Steiger used to work for Melissa in the circuit, in the county prosecutor's office as one of her investigators. And then Marty, of course, Marty Garcia, the president of the police association, he's friends with her through that relationship. So when I was on my way down here to interview her, I called Marty, Marty called Joe. And the next thing you know, there was Marty, Joe, Commissioner Eddie McVeigh was down here. Couple of his friends, couple other people.
I'm bummed out I was there.
And next thing you know, we got a nice little crowd out there.
Right.
And Melissa had a ball. We had a great time with her. Like John said, we knew her from 1997 when she came on to the prosecutor's office here in the city.
Was she sad I wasn't here?
She was. I don't know that, but she didn't mention it, but you could kind of see it in her face.
Disappointment.
Right. You could just see that.
She almost didn't go on because she was.
I think she couldn't get
JJ?
the words out of where's JJ, because she didn't want us to feel bad.
That's good. That's how nice she is.
That's how nice she is.
She soldiered up and she carried on.
Right. She got past it. And we had a great interview. We had fun.
Yeah.
She's got some interesting stories in there that I found entertaining, or everybody found entertaining. And rather than waste them or go into them here, we'll enjoy that as it comes up. But
that'll be Monday.
And this whole thing will come out Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. Today is Thursday, of course.
Well, I know, but we have so much stuff we're starting to put in.
Right. What do you got?
Nothing. Well, nothing. But
you got to have something else good, right?
Well, I want to.
Because we're going to get into some bad shit here.
Well, you want to talk about foreskin warriors? Or you want to go to something nice?
I think we still go nice, and we'll keep the foreskin warriors. Let's stay nice right now.
Well, Benny Blackman, if you saw last or Monday, he came out with him and Derby.
Yep.
And so they did a really good show. And Benny talks about saving a guy on the Highway 40 Jefferson Bridge, and there's pictures of him holding the guy from jumping. And so Joe Strell, who is, he's a St. Louis County detective, and he's part of this group called
St. Charles.
What'd I say?
St. Louis County. I thought you said.
No, it's I'm sorry, St. Charles County.
Am I right?
Yes,
St. Charles County.
He's definitely St. Charles County.
Right.
We're not going to cut that up.
Of course you won't. But he's part of a group called NAMI, NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Health. And so they're going to do a spotlight on
mental illness.
What did I say?
Mental health.
Mental illness. I'm really screwing this
That'd
up.
be NAMHA.
Otherwise, it would be NAM High.
NAMHA.
He's involved in NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness. So anyway, screwing this whole thing up.
But anyway, we're making it harder for you.
Yes, you are. But anyway, he saw the show and he asked me to reach out to Benny, give him his email and phone number, and so because they want to spotlight Benny and with his dealing with the mental illness guy. And so Benny, of course, being Benny, said, "Yeah, I'd love to do it." So they're going to do a little thing for him and interview him, and he's going to be the spotlight on NAMI.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's well deserved.
Benny's getting a lot of attention too.
But before we go to something, but we're not going to go to anything bad yet. I'm going to stay good.
Okay.
But remember our show with Samir?
Hmm?
And Samir was it was probably a year and a half ago. Samir came on, and he was a interpreter that was embedded with the
Delta Force.
Delta Force, and
I think it was Delta Force.
Yeah, I just think we're going to close this real quick. We'll take it.
No, we don't.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Because now I'll just cut it.
All right, cool. We sure it's Delta Force?
I think so.
Let me just say military.
Because now I'll just go back to. All right, that's much better.
Can I redo my NAMI?
No, that's good. That was good.
No, we live for those moments.
I can't. I'm
right.
so blind I can't read my own.
One more good story is that Samir. Remember Samir?
I do.
And Samir came on the show. What was that, Johnny? A year and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And he told the story of how he got out of Iraq, as he isn't a born Iraq. He's born in Iraq, and I guess you call him a born Iraqi, or he's an Iraqi. But anyway, he made his way to the United States through camps and whatnot, and struggled his way to the United States. It's quite a story, unbelievable story. And then he makes it here, and then he gets embedded with the Delta Force as a interpreter. And he ends up pulling Saddam Hussein out of the hole that they found, after all the
Everybody knows that story.
And but and this story started gaining traction in over
crazy.
in Kuwait and all the over in the Middle East,
Right.
And because I noticed a lot of responses that were coming in Arabic written stuff,
Right.
And I was just like, oh.
What are they saying?
Right. Well, they did not. And you think that, we all love the fact that Samir did what he did.
Oh,
But there's a large group of people that weren't down for that.
I don't understand that.
But they're all from over there, and
Right.
but the infidel and all that other stuff. But what happens is a company in Abu Dhabi who wants to do the story. Look there he is. Get up here. Come up here.
Get up there.
Yes. Yes. We got a guest.
Samir, what's up, buddy?
All right, hold on. This is. Get up here, dude.
Man, this place looks awesome.
Sit down.
Come on now.
Headphones for him?
You got some. What'd you do with the mic? The other mic.
I have no idea. Does he need him? Probably need
Talking to that one, see if it.
Hello.
Yeah,
All right.
that one's hooked
Come
up.
on, Samir.
He don't need headphones.
Yeah, you don't need.
What am I doing?
Give him a hat.
Come around.
Oh,
Come on, get it.
Holy cow.
Oh.
How you doing, brother?
pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Heard you had an interesting day. Our week, actually, probably.
Yeah.
This is how we roll.
That's how we roll.
This is how we roll on the brighter side of blue. I was just telling your story
Oh,
of how you were on. What was that? A
The
year and a half
timing was
ago?
unbelievable.
I think it feels like less, but I guess it is. About 2.5, maybe 2 years.
No,
So-
at the most, yeah.
So I was saying how now the story grew legs
Yeah.
over in the Middle East, correct?
Right.
And then you were recently contacted by who is this media group you were contacted by?
Well, there was like a Kuwaiti TV show. I did podcast live online today. And I guess end of August, I'm flying to DC or Virginia to do same thing for Netflix.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Katie Colombo, is she your agent now?
I wish. I hope.
Because she was the one that if you
She is.
I'll finish the story just a little bit. Is that when they gain interest over in the Middle East,
Yeah.
whatever the name of the
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
that particular show, if you remember, Katie was working for a real estate agent or a
Right.
real estate company
Yeah.
that she no longer works for now, but she does her own thing.
Yeah.
And I believe. But she gets contacted by her old real estate company because the company calls the old real estate company looking for Katie.
Yeah.
So then they hook it up, and then Greg gets involved, and then it gets back to Samir.
Oh, she was so concerned. I was like,
Oh, believe me. I
this
got phone
is
calls.
like, I'm so worried. It's like, why?
The Columbus
I was like,
love you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, oh, really? They're
they do.
they're concerned so much about the whole thing. I was like,
Yeah, I got a
do
lot.
your own investigation, see if this is real or not. Like, yeah, I'll do it.
Hey, Greg reached out to me, and Katie did too. And they're like, when they sent me, I was worried for you. I mean, for a while. And then an investigation proved that it was going to be legit. So,
You know, it always good to have good friends, right?
Yeah, they had your back for
like,
sure, man.
For sure.
But Samir, the spot, where you went to.
Yeah.
Now this is a top dollar place that they use because Greg was thinking, well, maybe they can use our studio.
But Tommy, first tell him what he did, why they want to. Did we say that yet? We need to tell that story, why he's even here, what he did to be on Netflix eventually, and all.
Well,
that.
you want to retell, so yeah.
Right,
let's just retell it real quick. But
No.
just go to give us a quick. Let's see if you can do it. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes. Let's see if you can do it.
Yeah.
See, tell us how you got to the United States. What you did when you got to the United States, and how you pulled.
I think it took more than 3 minutes. It might take a lot longer than 3 minutes.
Just get the part that you got embedded with the military.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I got here, I came to the U.S. 1994 because I was involved in uprising against Saddam when Saddam invaded Kuwait. And that's how I got to come to the United States to gain like a political refugee status because we got kicked out of the country because we tried to get rid of Saddam, and we thought they free Kuwait after the invasion. Iraq invaded Kuwait. United States came after Saddam's regime, and they kick Iraqi army out of Kuwait. And I was 20 years old at the time, and it was like we were always dreaming that one day that some kind of power takes Saddam out of the way. And when we saw the American came and they free Kuwait and they got into Iraq, and it was like, hey, they're here. They're going to help us to get rid of Saddam. And we just started this uprising. But it didn't work out. And I ended up leave the country, live in a refugee camp for 3 years and a half. And then finally I got to come to the United States. And I came to the United States. And then 2003, when President George Bush, decided to go after Saddam's regime, that's how I just like, I will volunteer myself. I was like, I want to go help. This is like a dream come true. I want to be part of it. And with the whole thing started to be part of this, and I got hired as a translator for the U.S. military, and I started for 6 months working for the Air Force, and then I signed another contract working for the U.S. Special Forces Delta 121 as their translator, and that's what the whole thing started.
But ultimately,
yeah,
you got in and you found Saddam.
Yeah.
Now your interview, and you guys can go back and look at that show, and I'll probably put the link in the description or in the comments. But today's interview, was it done in English or Arabic?
It was completely, to me, it looks a little bit different and weird because I never ever spoke in Arabic and Arabic media ever, and the reason was security. I had family back home, and was worried about my mom and dad living in there, but both of them passed away, and I was like, I need to speak about it.
Now,
you spoke. This interview's in Arabic.
In Arabic,
okay.
yeah, I did.
So we never gave your last name for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
because we didn't want to.
Yeah.
Did they make you give your last name on that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Because one of the things that we heard is that, and you can go back again and listen to the interview, but during that you mentioned that a gentleman had given the Delta Force the information that had led to that.
Right.
And you heard right before the interview that they were going to have the brother of the person that you accused of being on there.
Yes.
On there.
Yeah, I think what it make this the interview is like unique because the bodyguard that we captured, who name is Muhammad, who will lead us to where Saddam is. His brother, well, we had like 3 names when I was working with the Special Forces. We had brother named Muhammad, Salwan, Khalil. We were looking for those 3 brothers the whole time. Somehow, any brothers was captured will lead us to Saddam. And we got to Muhammad.
First?
Okay. We got to Muhammad, and Muhammad, he was really scared, and I thought like he's Saddam's bodyguard. He must be like 6 foot something. And
You were telling me, yeah.
I mean, I seen his pictures. I seen his picture on TVs, and he looked completely different when we got him. He looked short, chubby, and scared. And when we interrogated him, and he started saying different things, and then like, if you don't lead us to where Saddam is, guess what? We're gonna hurt your family. It's just interrogation. I know it's like,
hey,
they're not doing it.
It was
it's just like
I'm sure a lot
language,
worse
it's the
happened than
way
saying
they-
we're going to
they-
hurt your family.
Right.
He believed it, and guess what? He sat in a chair crying.
Wow.
And he was telling me,
Well,
Samir,
Delta Force are pretty
he's like,
intimidating
Samir,
people, man.
please, don't hurt my family. Let's go now.
So
Let's
which
go now."
brother was on the show today with you? Did either of them show up?
Well, I guess so Muhammad Salwan Khalil. Salwan is always defend Muhammad, the one we capture who did Saddam.
He didn't tell you nothing.
He was like, oh no, my brother never gave any information about Saddam. Those two guys at the farm, they gave the information to American and led to Saddam. So the person that I talking to, that's what he wants in the picture. He wants to take that and interview Salwan, say, what you're saying is wrong.
Okay.
Your brother, who's the one who lead the capture of Saddam, and I have a proof. And I was like, how are you going to prove that? He was like, here's Samir. Have you heard about Samir, the translator? Here it is.
So did you find the interview friendly?
It was friendly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was friendly. I mean, it just like it's really hard because online and like it's different, a little bit different. As I said, like it's a little bit weird because the way I talk to it, it's in Arabic, which is honestly I feel more comfortable at speaking it in English than in my own.
Well, I'm sure that if somebody that was in your position here, where you're speaking Arabic here, because they're in the same position where they also speak English.
Right.
So you guys aren't, as proficient as it.
Yeah.
When you're speaking it every day. So I would imagine that can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Is when you're talking to somebody that speaks Arabic every single day, and you talk, not that often.
Yeah, I mean, I did the best I could, but like, because over there is like the mentality is different, completely different.
Right.
So when you speak here, we take it different.
So the real problem here is JJ can never listen to that interview because he ain't gonna read no subtitle. No. And I gotta be honest.
The whole
I gotta be honest. I'm not even.
The good news is he's gonna do a Netflix one.
We need a Netflix one so you can do it in English again.
So there was like cameras, and there's 4 people with cameras and all that, and sitting there, I was like, "Do you guys know the whole thing about what I'm talking about?" Like, none of us like, "No." We don't know. Why are you here? What are you going to talk about? It's like, you guys don't know what I'm here. It's like, no.
So you're not leaving. We're gonna end the show with you.
Yeah.
But so you're just gonna have to sit here and comment on the shit we comment on because you're in here now. To hell with it. You're Danny. You are not. He might be able to replace Danny. He's down here every Thursday anyway.
We're looking for a replacement.
We're looking for a replacement for Danny.
He goes out of town for pickup.
Then people can see the top of the flag now.
No long neck away.
All right. Well,
but John, you got to bring up because he can comment on this. This is great. Bring it. You got to bring up the protesters here.
Oh,
you got to look over here, Samir.
Oh.
And these protesters were out in South County today, but they were also in Fairview Heights today or yesterday.
Yesterday, I got a text from Jimmy Michaels who drove past this intersection.
So here they are. This group here is for the circumcision is cruelty to boys. They're against circumcision for some reason.
Look at the signs. Honk if you love foreskin.
The circumcision ruined hand job.
Yeah, circumcision.
Yeah.
I mean, what are these people doing? What they have nothing better to do.
Right.
Where did they come up with this?
Like
They have cool
losers.
Hey, but,
Pretty much.
They look like a bunch of Colonel Sanders out there.
but
Yeah.
Jimmy Michaels
Get the
told me
hat.
that was just one corner, and there was on every corner. He said, and they all wear white clothing and cowboy white hats.
What
And,
is that?
I mean,
Circumcisers belong in prison.
it's unbelievable. I mean, where they come up with this? They you know what? They're running out of protest. They want to be
Dude.
something, but they just come up with that.
The
of all things.
anti-domers.
Wow. Well, apparently, it's some Christian group that's against it or whatever, but it's crazy.
Well, the
I mean,
thing
who
is
cares?
like a lot of Americans, they don't appreciate lifestyle here. That's,
Dude, you try to do that somewhere else?
yeah, it just
How
like,
would that go? How would that go? That
No.
protest, how would that go?
Oh, no.
Where you grew up?
it will not go. It will not go. No.
It's
That's
amazing.
perfect.
But I mean, it just really like, I tell my kids, like you gotta appreciate where you live, where you're born in this country. This is the greatest country ever.
Because you can do shit like that.
Yeah. It's just like look, it's like they're fine. They
What's
live
sad is this younger generation don't appreciate it.
They don't. They don't understand. That's the thing. Is like I always say this. Like I wish I can take every American from America, just take them over the whole world, show them what's happening over there, and that way they get the picture of how much, like, you live in the greatest country ever in the whole world.
You appreciate it.
Yeah, you appreciate it.
You
but
appreciate it,
yeah, I
right.
mean,
Yeah, too many young
So,
people nowadays.
we gotta bring up-
They just want free shit.
One of the signs said, "Who wants less?"
What's it?
It said, "Who wants less penis?"
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, they sit around and like figure, what can we protest? We're bored now. We got to figure something out to protest. And somebody came up with that, and they're like, "That's a great idea." I mean,
Again,
Johnny, you got to come up with Camille Johnston now. You know who Camille Johnston is, JJ?
I have no idea.
Let me bring her up. All right.
she looks normal?
She's had a couple problems here lately. Can you imagine what they might be? I mean, just take a guess.
I have no idea. She's
Got too many books.
So Camille Johnston she's a county prosecutor,
really
and yeah, she's in a little trouble.
What county?
what county? Yeah, don't say
Ray County.
Okay, good.
Ray County, Missouri. I'm not even sure where Ray County, Missouri is,
It's somewhere.
but she used her office as like a dating service, and so she's no longer. She got removed, but some of the things she did, like the allegation number one, is that she had sexual relations with the defense attorney, which not bad.
I can see that. She's
Not-
probably
not
the
a
fir-
problem, right?
Probably not the first time that's happened.
Well, and you're supposed to report that to the thing, and you're just not to have if
Conflict of interest.
right, and just say if you're
so
defending
she
this,
can't date a defense attorney.
right, but if
You have to
as long as
disclose
any cases he's working don't go before
Okay.
her,
All
so they got to report that to the court. They didn't do any of that, but and so, yeah, but you're still thinking, all right, whatever.
Big deal.
No, come on now. And then the second allegation is that she then used her office to have a sexual relations with an offender accused of marital abuse. So he's being charged with beating the shit out of his wife.
Wow.
And she's the prosecutor, and somehow they hook up. And she hides information from the victim, and he gets away scot-free.
Wow.
All right, and then but that relationship doesn't pan out. So she goes to allegation number 3. And allegation number 3, she is involved in a criminal case involving an illegal alien. So she starts to get feelings for the illegal alien. They start having sexual relations.
She's got an appetite.
And then it goes so far as that she then gives her car, titles her car to the illegal alien, and he takes off and gets away from. He goes warrant and gets away from everything.
Hey, is that toothpaste in her hair, or is it something else?
Toothpaste in her.
Oh, that's wrong, dude.
Oh, dude, you zoomed in on her.
I can't see that. But she's
On her lip?
She's got a strong section. No,
You got
he's
something
talking
on her.
about-
You got some white on her lips there.
Yeah, there's some white.
That was it was his mouse actually. Oh shit. Anyway,
Oh yeah, don't zoom in.
dude. But which is the one that put her over the edge and got her
I
fired?
don't know. I'm not. I
combination
got to think it was the second between this. The second one was getting her close. That's like. But then Catherine Hanaway, the AG in Missouri, has removed her from office, and another judge agreed with it.
Did she lose her law license too? You have to.
You got to think it's in
It's in the works, I'm sure.
Well, we had a problem with one of our prosecutors here recently with Kim Gardner.
Right.
She's that gal there, old Camille. She told Kim, "Hold my beer," because watch this.
I can top you.
Watch this.
Dude, that's crazy. He wasn't married or anything, was she?
I'm not. And then her last charge was she treated the employees bad.
Oh,
That's enough. That's a nothing compared to the rest of them.
No. Wow.
Treat anybody the way you want when you do the rest of that shit.
People are crazy. I mean, obviously she's smart. She got to where she was.
Right.
But man, common sense is.
But that picture reminded me of that. Like I thought you were going to say that's one of them teachers that molested the kids.
Right.
Doesn't that?
Yeah,
She got
the
that
way it's
vibe,
like.
doesn't she?
Yeah, but are they really molesting
She's
those
got that
kids?
kid molester vibe. But that, we'll stop
Is
at that.
I mean, high school, are they really molesting high school kids?
Dad, where are you going? We were just saying children. And you took it to high school, and now you're making a dilemma out
These
of it.
18-year-old kids.
Are
and
you
they're
trying to make a dilemma out of this? It's not a dilemma. You shouldn't be doing that shit.
Well, you shouldn't. But
Right, but you just threw in the high school thing like there should be a choice.
Well, I don't think the 18-year-olds really are victims. We might have cut this whole thing out.
No, absolutely not.
Never.
Absolutely not. But JJ, let's end. We got to end with the Johnny, you ready? Hit the music. Number one song. Let's go,
First, I'm going
JJ
to do
Zen.
who's sponsored by. If you want to rediscover your prime and take control of your health, Prime Performance has hormone optimization, medical weight loss, peptide therapy, IV wellness, treatment, and more. Prime Performance will help you improve energy, build muscle, lose weight, and simply feel like yourself again. Schedule a free consultation at primeperformancestl.com. And if you go to the Fenton or O'Fallon, 2 stores that they have, mention the Brighter Side of Blue. They'll give you breaks on the service and product. Wear the badge with humility. Lead with integrity, serve with compassion, and go home with honor. The uniform earns attention. Your character earns respect.
Damn.
Yeah.
Best yet.
Might be the best yet.
JJ, can I have just
One more time.
I do want that one more time, but I'm not trying to fuck you up. But I just do want it one more time.
Wear the badge with humility. Lead with integrity. Serve with compassion, and go home with honor. The uniform earns attention. Your character earns respect.
Damn.
You nailed it twice in a row.
That is a good one.
That's a good one, isn't it? I love that.
That is beautiful,
Thank
JJ.
you.
Good. Was it because Danny wasn't here?
Yeah.
Do you think that had something to do with
he puts
it?
a lot of extra pressure on me.
Let's-
Yes.
Right.
Let's do it in Arabic.
Oh, no. I have to read
I'm
about
going to
it.
mention one thing before we get to our interviews. We're going to get to our interviews with Soleil, and we're going to get to our interview with Soleil's 4 or 5 minutes. We just cut up the best of Soleil.
Oh, you really do an interview with her.
Oh, it's coming out.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the short you did.
No. She did it 4 or 5 minutes. We did about 8 minutes, but we cut it down to 4 minutes, 4:36, I think. But and then our interview with Melissa Price Smith, which is awesome. We had a great time with her. But I do want to mention, you remember, guys, David Lawrence, the Sugarloaf nurse or landscape and nursery.
Your buddies?
He built my my little grandson a fence, and my grandson has level 3 autism and is a wanderer. And David stepped up and built a fence and got everybody else. And it's a story, but him and his wife Kayla, they just had a baby.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
And that baby is Eliana. It's one more. Eliana. Not Eliana. It's Eliana. And so congratulations to them. And if you need anything done landscaping-wise in your yard, you got something going on, Sugarloaf Landscape and Nursery.
Eliana.
Eliana.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
I like
isn't
that
it?
name.
Glad you showed up.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Samir.
appreciate it.
And Danny, you better get back quick, brother.
Yeah.
You can stay up there if you want.
He's looking good. He's looking good.
Yeah.
Communities that support law enforcement are safer places to live. Peace.
Peace.
Yep.
All right. Here for our first Shicker Spotlight.
Wanna be good about the price on the sticker. Head on down to Shicker. Where you get the best deal quicker.
All right. And with us is Scott Roberts. Welcome, Scott.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Why don't you tell us what's going on in Shicker right now and what it is you do for Shicker?
Yeah, I'd be happy.
How you got there and what's going on right now?
Yeah. Well, happy to tell this story. How I got to Shicker was Broadway Ford filed for bankruptcy, and Ford shut their doors. So became a free agent, kind of say. All of a sudden, you don't have a home, you don't have a team. I talked to John Shicker, Ken Plackey. We'll have to cut that out. Talked to Ken, and he gave me a call and spent about an hour on the phone, and just made me feel real comfortable about moving from one organization to another. And culture's a big thing to me, and good people, and being around good people. And it was a natural progression to go over there. They were great. They've been awesome, supportive. So it's been about as good of a transition as you could get.
If people can tell right now already that you're not from here. Organization.
Schedule.
You're definitely from Canada. But anyway.
I know. So it's funny. Minnesota, I get sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But Canadian.
Scott, tell us about Fleet Services, what it is you guys do, because you are the manager of the Fleet Services, correct?
I am not the manager. My manager.
We just promote. We do show promotions.
Yeah. Does it come with a
yes.
pay?
Your poor boss is in trouble right now.
Yeah, so just go ahead. Just say you're the manager.
Okay. Under distress. under the threat of arrest. What my role there is an account manager. So primarily, a lot of my focus is law enforcement business. I do have commercial accounts, fleet accounts, HVAC companies, construction companies, electricians, anybody on the commercial side. I still have a good book of business there, and love to work with those guys. My passion, what I really most enjoy doing, is working with law enforcement. That's something that we grew up Broadway basically from scratch. We didn't have a footprint in St. Louis, and just knowing a few people in law enforcement, there was a real need for somebody locally to help and take care of these guys. Everybody can find a vehicle, but there's so much more to go into that after the fact. So if you're getting the vehicle upfitted, all these things, they were just lacking service and lacking somebody with attention to detail and really truly caring about, how quickly they could get stuff done. And
some departments buy cars from all over the country, right? Not necessarily locally.
Yeah, they'll go out to basically the cheapest bidder. Like if they're required, and we're a state vendor, so we have a state preferred number, vendor number, so we're good. So it allows them to come to us directly. But a lot of times they're mandated where they have to get 3 bids, and they'll go to the lowest bidder, which I get it, but you're not always getting anything after the fact with that. And if you're out of town, if you're selling these guys vehicles, and something happens or there's a problem, who do you call? And so I really found early on that there was a really good opportunity to work with local law enforcement, sheriff's departments, to really help them in their day-to-day management of their fleet and to help them with the procurement of their vehicles. And the nice part is some of these relationships are phenomenal. I've got to know a lot of them, and first name basis, they call me. My job is to make their life easier. Honesty, integrity, transparency. We're going to do it for about as cheap as anybody, but the level of service is going to be top shelf. You have access to me 24/7 because the reality in that world is these vehicles are running nonstop. So things can happen. The vehicles can get in accidents. We negotiated walk-in rates for body shops for them. We have a 24-hour policy. We're going to probably have that at Shicker, where we'll go pick it up, bring it, and we get it in within a day. And we get it diagnosed. We find out what's going on with it. If it needs parts, we get them ordered, and that way it just minimizes the downtime. So whatever we can do, and we can do. When I say turnkey ready, that was the big thing I wanted to grow into. Was you can purchase a vehicle, but let me help you so that you're not having to send it to 3 or 4 different places and deal with 3 or 4 different places. And a lot of the guys here locally will charge for pickup and delivery each time. I don't do any of that. You want it turnkey ready? When I drop it off, it's ready to go.
And let's go.
Yeah, what are you going to be when you grow up?
I might be like a veterinarian.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
For which animal? For kitty cats?
Any animal.
What about horses?
Yeah.
Those are hard. You have to put those.
I don't care.
You don't care. You're up for the challenge.
Yeah.
So you're replacing JJ on the show tonight. We usually have a guy here named JJ,
and you're much better.
You're much better.
Oh, yeah. A lot better.
JJ's fired.
Yeah.
So veterinarians is a tough job, but you can do it.
Okay.
A horse.
Well, what animals do you have now? You told us you have cats. What are their names?
It's cinnamon and pepper. The tuxedo one is pepper and the I don't know what it's a calico named Cinnamon.
And did you name them or?
Were you walking down the spice aisle when you named them?
Yeah, were you at Penzies when you got these cats? And just got a bunch of
No.
spices.
No,
Do you have a dog?
no, I only have 2 geckos, 3 fish, and 2 cats.
All right. So what are the geckos' names?
Lizzie and Hunter.
Lizzie and Hunter.
Yeah.
And then what's the other thing you have? Fish.
Yeah,
But you don't name fish, do you?
I did. So,
That's
did.
perfect. What are their names?
so there's Sylvie, there's Goldie, and one of them has like a rock stuck in their mouth, and it makes him like have his mouth open all the time. It's so funny.
It literally has a rock stuck with. Can't you? You're a veterinarian. Can't you help a brother out and get that rock out?
I'm not a veterinarian right now, bro.
Do fish go to veterinarians?
No,
I don't think so.
They'll just die.
not
Hey,
that
listen,
I'm
You
aware of.
walk into one of those. You walk into one of those emergency centers with your fish tank.
No, but seriously, I'm a little concerned about the fish and the rock in the mouth. What are we gonna do? What's the plan?
So like every fish like finds food on the ground, and there's like rocks on the ground.
Oh, so they're used to it.
Yeah, but like one of them accidentally like gulped a rock, I think, or
Oh boy.
Ugh, that's horrible. Now, do you feed the fish with those little flakes?
yeah.
Okay.
Are any of them big enough to feed them other fish?
Not like a piranha or something.
Yeah. Do you have a piranha?
No way.
Yeah. Why?
Because they'll eat the goldfish.
So, is that official? Piranhas will eat goldfish. That's
Yeah.
100%.
I think you should test it out.
100 million percent.
Just to make sure. I think you've
you
just
can
been
rank a
told that.
piranha.
Who told you that piranhas eat goldfish?
Everyone.
Oh,
Common sense.
common sense. Well, we're fresh out of that.
Yes, that's why she's refreshing to the show.
Yes. We're still going to determine if fish go to veterinarians. I don't know about that there.
They do not, bro.
I think
Actually, they do. They do.
I think the fish needs a dentist.
Yeah, your fish needs a dentist.
Right.
What
No.
were you for
What was-
Halloween?
what
What
was
were
that
you for
gal's name?
Halloween? You don't remember?
What joke?
Jeez,
though?
Mom. She doesn't remember what she was for Halloween. That's up her alley. Ladybug. You were a ladybug.
That's when I was 6 years old.
Oh,
No,
that was 2
you're
years
7.
ago.
Yeah, that's beneath her now.
Oh, you were Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You could go as Taylor Swift. You kind of got the hair,
Yeah, you kind of look like
I
Taylor.
am not Taylor Swift.
but you got the hair. I'm just saying. If you bust out a couple songs, like when you say, "Hey, what's your joke?" and you just bust out a Taylor Swift song,
Yeah, you could pull this off.
I think you can pull it off.
I'd say we actually sing it. You sing a song right now. Your favorite
No.
song in the world. Sing it right now.
I'm not going to.
So when you're a veterinarian, I want you to have your own podcast because everybody would call in about the problems they have with their animals, and you could help them out.
And we can do it down here, and we can call it pet problems. What do you think? Is that what we're going with? She's done.
She's done. She's gonna have her agent
Hey,
call her.
that's a perfect. Way to go.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, you were a great guest.
Thank you. Time for a word from our sponsors, JJ. If you need some serious security, who do you go to?
Personally, I would go when you're looking for real protection, not just a badge on a wall. Make the call to the Campbell Security Group, based right there in St. Louis. They're veteran-owned and powered by former law enforcement and military professionals, from executive protection to private air security. They got your back. Get a peace of mind when it matters most. Visit CampbellSecurityGroup.com or call 314-499-1121. Campbell Security Group, because safeguarding your world requires more than watchful eyes. It demands proven action.
Looking for a place to unwind, celebrate, or just pull up a seat with a good company and a fine cigar? Head to Riverman Cigar Company, located at 8984 Watson Road. They're not just a cigar shop. They're a premium lounge where craftsmanship meets chill. From Padron to AJ Fernandez, the humidor is stocked. The sonic humidifier with reverse osmosis keeps every stick tasting top tier. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned aficionado, they've got events, education, and a cozy spot to kick back. Call 314-843-3355 or check them out online, rivermancigar.com, where quality matters and the vibe's right.
Welcome back to our featured interview this week. This week we have with us an old friend, and Melissa Price Smith, who most of you know as the St. Louis Prosecuting Attorney. We know her as an old friend from back in the day, the Circuit Attorney's Office.
Right.
Melissa and her twin sister, Teresa, kind of grew up in law enforcement with us. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here and great to see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
And then, like we haven't, like when she walked through the doors today, this is the first time we've seen each other in
100 years.
Well, let's just say that. We'll round it up,
She hasn't changed.
About 100 years. She hasn't changed.
She hasn't changed.
And then it was great. And then we immediately started talking about old stories that we'll get into as we go along. But as everybody knows, you are coming up, and I cannot believe this, and then I'm going to add a little bit more, is that as all of us were young and we did some crazy stuff, and now, and then a lot of the people that you were in that prosecuting attorney's office with are now chiefs and lieutenant colonels and have moved on to do some amazing stuff, and then you had to try to hang with them, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We all kind of grew up, but still in the same area.
I love it. And then, so let's go back to how all St. Louis conversations should start is, where did you grow up and what high school did you go to?
I grew up in Creve Coeur, and I went to Parkway North.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Parkway North. What was their nickname?
Vikings?
The Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the one right across the street from DeSmet?
No, that's Weber Elementary. That was my elementary school.
But that was your elementary school?
But that's now the Creve Coeur Police Department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at us. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you used to go to school in the police department?
Correct.
What is the
Yes.
See?
Yes.
You were made for this job.
That's right.
You were made for the job right there. But now let's go to, and then, so you then go to law school. And where did you go to law school?
Took a slight detour and then went to law school. Went to SLU Law School.
What detour did you take? Since you brought up the detour, I got to dig into that question.
I brought it up because I knew you were going to bring it up. No, my twin sister and I had been in a ballet company growing up.
Hold on a second. Pull up that picture, Johnny.
He doesn't have a picture.
Yes, we do. Because I was going to bring it up. Now it's going to be, there it is.
Oh my God.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
That's you and your sister in the ballet right there, baby.
Good Lord.
Looking good.
Okay, that's funny. Take that down. No, ballet company was for years and years and years in middle school and high school.
Okay.
And then midway through undergrad, we made a deal with our parents that we wanted to be, they said we could quit school for 1 year. It turned into 4, but we could quit school for 1 year. We wanted to pursue our dancing career. So we went to dance on a cruise ship. And from there, we went to dance a little bit. And we went to dance on after that in Las Vegas for Siegfried and Roy at the Mirage.
Yeah.
And then came back and went to law school.
So that's where I was messed up. I thought that was just something you did in college, too, as far as classes or no?
No.
But being in ballet, that's hard work, obviously, right? Correct?
You know, all joking aside, I mean, growing up, my sister and I did ballet very strictly, 5 days a week, all day on Saturday. It was I think it taught us a lot of discipline.
Right.
It kept us out of some of the stuff at school that got a little bit rough at Parkway North. I have a brother who was involved. He was a drug addict, and he spent a good deal of time in jail. And now that I'm a parent and I look back, I think my parents really wanted my sister and I involved in something with that much discipline so we wouldn't step towards that kind of life.
But what I'm getting at, too, is that law school, after doing that, I mean, because, again, time-consuming, you have to be precise.
Yeah.
You have to just, the kind of lifestyle you were living, law school was kind of like not that, I mean, when I say not that hard, it was probably about the same, right? As far as the time you put in and everything?
I'm glad you say that because I've always thought that it really did teach us a lot of discipline. And there were a lot of other things that people our age were involved in high school that my sister and I were not. because of such a strict ballet company that we were in, and I'm grateful for it now.
Right. And you think your parents saw that when your brother was is your brother an older brother?
He was 9 years older than us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had gone through a lot of his problems and
Yeah.
I guess free time, because free time does it can lead you in the wrong direction.
It's very true. It's also the same reason why I made sure that my kids, who are in their 20s now, were very busy.
Yep. Yep. So now let's go from you go to law school at SLU. Now, is the circuit attorneys the first job you guys took?
My first job where I met you guys was at the circuit attorney's office right out of law school in 97. Yeah.
97. Yes.
Yeah.
And who was the circuit attorney?
Hired by D. Joyce Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Old school.
Right. She's
Yeah.
a good girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the way that office worked. I think I worked there for maybe 2 years, and I had 15 jury trials with no training, and I was thrown in, and that's how you learned there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too is that, and we were talking earlier, is that being a prosecuting attorney or a defense attorney, either one, is that the main goal is to go get trial experience, right?
Yeah, and if you want to be a trial lawyer, even people who want to go into civil litigation, if they start as a public defender or a prosecutor, that's where you're going to get your trial experience.
Right.
Quick trial experience.
So I equivalent it to being a city police officer, because if you want to be a good, and then again, we're prejudiced.
Right.
We're from the city, but there's a lot of action there. And just like there's a lot of action being a prosecutor for those jurisdictions or a defense attorney, and you stay in court and you can easily move on and do better things. But there's certain people that it's just in their blood, right? Whether it's a city officer or a prosecutor, and you worked under several lifelong prosecutors back in the day. You
Absolutely.
had who was it? Dwight Warren. There was what were some of the
Dwight Warren, Ed Pistacco, Jennifer Joyce.
Yes.
Shirley Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah. Jane Darst.
Yep.
There were some great ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
But your particular crew,
Oh.
let's go to our particular crew where we all
Our
ran together.
particular
So it would have been your sister, Teresa.
Teresa was there for a while, but then she went to the county prosecutor's office very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. But she hung out with us.
But then you had Jen Roy, correct?
Jen Roy.
Allison Schreiber Lee. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kathy Ventola.
Yep.
Jessica Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. Now, was Krista Boston in there too yet?
Krista Boston started when I was close to being on my way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she would, if you would have stayed longer,
Oh, yeah.
she went right into the group. So she kind of replaced you in the group.
Probably.
Okay.
Are there any guys in this group?
Us.
Everybody was a girl.
It was us.
I think you guys.
That was it.
I think you guys were the only guys.
Yeah, we were the testosterone of the group. Because most of the male guys were older. I mean, they were the
You know what, you're
lead
right.
prosecutors, and
You're right.
it was a lot of young females at the
Yeah.
time that stuck around. I mean, there was a lot of people in and out.
Right.
But it was fun. And then John always go ahead, John.
Remember did you ever go to those Wednesday midweek stress relief meetings we had at Bruno? Not at Panama Reds.
Reds. Yeah.
I didn't know these existed.
Good career move, by the way.
I'm having a tough time remembering them too.
Well, I didn't remember them the next day. But every once a month on a Wednesday, we get together, get the attorneys, and then because we work with so many different jurisdictions and different, even in our department, there's a chance to get together and have a couple beers and get to know each other. So I know a lot of the circuit attorneys used to go to that.
Yeah, why wasn't I invited to that, you think?
I think you were. I was invited too. I don't particularly remember them either.
And it grew. That group really. Then you had U.S. attorneys showing up.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think that's where the
out.
deal was made that Allison and Jennifer and Jen Roy wanted to do a ride along with us.
A ride along back.
That's a whole different story. But
Yeah.
Did you ever do any ride alongs?
I did ride-alongs when I was an assistant circuit attorney. Yeah, back during the day.
And who did you do a ride along with? Do you remember?
My last ride-along was with Officer Stanty a couple weeks before he got
kidding
killed.
me?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember it so well.
Well,
Yeah, it's just tragic.
I
think about it a lot.
Yeah. So then, what did you decide to do after you left the circuit attorney's office?
I left the circuit attorney's office and I went into civil litigation for about 7 years. It's a very important, necessary kind of law. It was not me. I missed what I was doing. I missed having a passion. I missed caring about my cases. So I actually joined my twin sister at the St. Louis County Prosecutor's office. She had already been there for about 10 years when I joined there in 08.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from 08, are you in the office then when Wesley Bell gets?
Yes. So I was hired by Bob McCullough. I worked for McCullough for about 10 years, and then Wesley came in. I worked for Wesley for about 6 years. Those numbers are a little fuzzy, but yeah. So I worked under both of them, and then I took over and completed Wesley's term when he went to Congress.
Bob McCullough was on. He's been a member. He's been a visitor on the show. Him and his brother Joe.
That's Joe. Great.
We're big in the family here.
And Joe's in St. Charles now,
right?
Which is great.
And seeing you and your sister are family. And what does your sister do now? I think we mentioned it earlier. But
she actually about 3 weeks ago joined the U.S. Attorney's Office to work on their child trafficking and enticement cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she went to the U.S. Attorney's, but I know that I talked to Mike Riley recently, who was a tremendous prosecutor over at the U.S. Attorney's, and he said he's working for you. So did they flip flop about the same time?
No.
Somebody was a free agent.
It was a really good baseball trade. We got 4 amazing people from the U.S. Attorney's Office.
For your sister?
I would love to say I traded my sister, but I actually didn't. She had actually left our office about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Went into civil litigation, worked with some very nice people, but really missed working on child cases and missed being back in prosecution and helping kids who've been trafficked and who are going through trauma through the criminal justice system.
And so she took that position with the U.S. Attorneys?
Yes. So
and who else do you get from the U.S. Attorneys?
We got Mike Riley, a rock star. We got Carrie Costanton, a rock star, who gave us our first year just to help us build. We got Tiffany Becker, absolutely incredible.
She retired. I thought she was done.
Not anymore.
Oh, last time I run into her, she's done.
She's back.
Jerry McDonald and Mike Bradley.
Mike Bradley?
Great.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's
like that.
Great
Cut
lineup.
that
And actually, Mike Riley and Jerry McDonald, they came to create St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office first ever homicide unit. We've never had a homicide unit in the county prosecutor's office.
Yeah.
So they created our first homicide unit. They've organized it. They now have a mentorship training program for our young prosecutors. And they also try our most serious cases. It has been a huge game changer having them in the office. We have 270 pending homicides right now. We needed a dedicated homicide unit. We never had one. So it was one of the first things that I did when I took over.
So, Melissa, talk a little bit about that. I know since you were appointed to be the prosecutor, you started some different programs. You brought programs back that were disbanded, or what happened? Talk a little bit about that and what you've done.
So I was sworn in January 3rd, 2025 at 10:30 in the morning. The first thing we did, we wanted to make sure we were an administration that didn't just talk. We wanted to do. So we did our first major change that afternoon. January 3rd in the afternoon, we reinstated our violent crime unit, which had been suspended about 3 years before.
Wow.
So obviously, as law enforcement knows, then when an officer would come in and apply on a violent crime, we could review those cases in real time, make charging decisions in that 24-hour period. Because before we had a violent crime unit, sometimes those cases were not reviewed in real time. Mm-hmm. So the offender would be released. Mm-hmm. It would be reviewed 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months later. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, they would then pick up more and more cases. But our priority is to get violent offenders off the street. So now those cases are reviewed immediately and charging decisions are made right away.
That's great. And didn't you just recently implement a program where your the warrant application's a little bit easier, more timely for the police officer?
We also worked with the courts to start Easy Warrant. I believe it was the same in the city. I don't remember, but it used to be, for most of the years I was an assistant prosecutor, where when police wanted to apply on a search warrant, they had to come to our office, come sit with the prosecutor, discuss it, then go discuss it with the judge. And if it was in the middle of the night, they had to come to our house, drive to the judge's house. Now they do it all electronically. They do not have to leave the street. They don't have to leave the scene.
Wow.
So everything is much more efficient and it's safer for the community.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have to make 4 copies of everything?
They don't have to make 4
carbon
copies.
copies? The
They don't
carbon
have to
copies?
Chase the judge to the restaurant.
I
where
remember,
she is.
what judge was it that lived over, Johnny, by St. Our Lady of Sorrows, had a huge family. He came out at like 3 in the morning out on his porch.
Judge Namira?
Judge Namira. Came out at like 3 in the morning on his porch, and he had this little thing that he laid on his lap that he would sign stuff on. Obviously, this has happened to him before, and he just comes out, signs it.
And you'd be driving around for hours to find
Oh,
the
yeah.
prosecutor and the judge. Yeah, so
Not
we don't.
anymore.
No, we've made it much more efficient.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really, really important. We also expanded our sexual assault child abuse unit. It's now called Special Victims because we've added elder abuse under that umbrella.
Okay.
I felt that elder abuse cases needed the same specialized attention as some of our specialty groups. We expanded our domestic violence. As you know, as everybody probably knows, that has the highest number of cases in the office. It also has the highest number of victims who changed their mind to 4 months in, not because it didn't happen, but because of the cycle of violence. So our prosecutors and our domestic violence only handle those cases because they also, not only do they understand the law, but they understand the cycle of violence and how to work with these victims to get them out of these dangerous situations.
Right.
We created a hospital violence unit to protect our healthcare workers. We changed the gun policy. We have a much tougher gun policy now in the office.
Diversion program.
We have increased our diversion and our treatment program. Our treatment court program. We have diversion and treatment court. Treatment court is DWI court, drug court, mental health court, and veterans court for low-level nonviolent offenders who committed an offense based on maybe an addiction, alcoholism, PTSD from being a veteran. It's an incredible program. It is not easy to get through. But once they do, they get the help they need, and they avoid having a criminal record. Like I said, my brother was a heroin addict. He spent a considerable amount of time in jail. I am convinced that if we had treatment courts 40 years ago, he would still be alive today.
Yeah.
They're very, very important. We've also increased our community outreach, our high school outreach programs to try to help young kids.
I remember listening to you. You gave some remarks on your first 100 days in office, and it amazed me the things that you did and brought back in that 100 days. It was very impressive.
Thank you.
Hey, talk a little bit about Governor Parsons appointed you.
Parsons.
And, that's what I said, didn't I?
Was it Parsons? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Governor Parsons.
All right.
There's only one of them.
I was thinking Carnahan. I thought every time I look at you, I think of Carnahan for some reason. I was like, he's dead, dude. But Parsons is well. Parsons is well and alive.
Right.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Carry on, Tom.
You were thrown into or you were appointed. I don't want to say thrown into it, but you were thrown into a different world that you were not accustomed to, and that is now the political world. How's that going? And what are your thoughts on that and the transition you had to make from being a prosecutor, now being the #1 girl in the office, to now having to raise money, reaching out? How's that going?
First of all, it's going well. I am so grateful for this role, but I'll tell you, I'm a prosecutor. I am not a politician.
Right.
So I never had any political aspirations. And for the 15 plus years that I was doing sexual assault and child abuse, I felt that was my calling. That's what I intended to finish my career in. I felt like I was working with the bravest victims who came forward. We all know every time a victim discloses, there's another 100 who never say a word. I thought I will retire doing these type of cases. And then when Wesley Bell announced that he was leaving for Congress, my colleagues and I, we sat around thinking, oh, who's our next boss going to be? I sat around with them wondering the same thing.
Right.
But then we all talked about what we wanted. We wanted a prosecutor, not a politician. We didn't want somebody who was going to use our office as a springboard to somewhere else. We wanted somebody who'd worked in every area of the office, knew what worked and what didn't work. We wanted somebody who had a partnership and believed in a partnership with law enforcement as well as the community. It was then that I threw my hat in. So I was appointed by Governor Parson, and one of the things that I really love to share with people, when I went to interview with him in Jeff City, I walked in, we hadn't even sat down yet, and he said, before you sit down, please don't tell me what political party you are, and I would never ask you. I want to know what kind of prosecutor you're going to be. Wow. And then he appointed me.
Pretty
And
impressive,
it really meant a lot because that's how I feel about it, that it shouldn't be a political position.
Right. So then now you have it, and now we got to run for office.
Right.
So now you're out meeting a ton of people, asking for money, which isn't the most comfortable thing to do.
That's the worst thing to
It's
do.
the worst.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I know the campaign part is a necessary evil. I don't like that part at all. I love my job. I'm so grateful for the people I work with and what we're doing. I don't like the political part. I don't like the campaign part, but I feel so strongly about what we've done this last year. And in spite of everything we've done, I feel like we're just getting started.
Right.
So I'm willing to do the campaign, do the political stuff, but I guarantee you during the campaign, I'm going to remain authentic and show up as who I am.
Sure.
Because some of the stuff I've seen in this campaign is pretty nasty.
Sure. And the voters recognize that. They see that.
Good.
They see through all that, the garbage that you read online. And
Good.
Yeah. So
You can't run on who the other person is. You can only run on who you are.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think that's, and one of the things that I heard, and I'll ask you, is your opponent talking about opening up the Michael Brown case again? I don't want to throw dirt at the guy, but have we had enough already?
I don't know much about what my opponent wants to do.
Okay.
He's a nice person. I've heard that, but I don't know.
Jeez. Okay.
What about some of the endorsements and people that have gotten behind you, both?
Well, first of all, I am so grateful for the support. It blows me away, but I have the support of police and fire, organized labor, Missouri Nurses Association, Ferguson Township, Delwood Township. I think I already included North County Labor, St. Louis County Labor, organized labor.
Right.
So grateful for the support. And you know what? Like when I think about the support, like the police support, I don't consider that political support. I consider that support from experience, from working with police all these years, whether it was when I was in the city or the county. It's based on experience and relationship.
I was just going to say a friendship. You've built friendships over the years, and now having the position that you currently hold, that it's coming into play now.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of our slogan here, our catchphrase here is the communities that support law enforcement are safer places to live. And when people think of law enforcement, they think of police officers, and that's not the case. Law enforcement entails prosecutors, the support staff of prosecutors, the support staff of all these people. And when you take it and you and just the little bit I know about the county prosecutor's office, like I've talked to Mike Riley, now that you got Mike Bradley there, and it just creating that environment that you've created. Talk a little bit about the difference you saw before and after of creating that law enforcement environment that was successful.
We law enforcement are our partners. We work in a very close partnership, and we work in a very safe courtroom environment and carry these neat little files. But in those files is the work of law enforcement, where all of law enforcement is out on the street risking their lives. When we see these defendants, these rapists, these murderers, we have the luxury. They are sitting with two guards and they have cuffs on them. I and my colleagues are very aware whose work we are carrying in our files. And, sometimes I get questioned about our partnership with law enforcement. And, well, first of all, bringing in some former law enforcement, our chief of staff is former law enforcement. We have another law enforcement who just joined our office. And it is really a nod to the partnership that we have with law enforcement that we have rebuilt this past year and really strengthened. And there are times when people ask me about our partnership with law enforcement almost critically. And as I always tell them, our relationship with law enforcement is very important. But law enforcement holds us to a high standard, and we hold them to a high standard.
Right.
And people sometimes think, anything law enforcement brings us, we issue. We issue about 50% of the cases. And even though we are a strong partnership, we don't always agree.
But it's just like it's somewhat like a marriage. There's arguments going on all the time about, because you won a little bit more. The officer's saying, I've done everything I could. You're like, well, you haven't done this and you haven't done that. Well, they won. And then we used to do that back in our day.
Of course.
Go do it. Here's the checklist.
Well, you were talking about the easy, earlier you were talking about the easy warrant thing. I remember walking in the warrant. I got a refusal, and then I'll sign that. Everybody, you guys all jump up. I'll sign that refusal for you. That was the easy warrant back in the day. I got a refusal, but you guys don't like that when they stick stuff in their mouth and they run and they drop it. This was a typical. They ran, they dropped it. We saw it, and that was a time where, because a lot of those cases we get issued at first. And then they just started tearing them apart.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't enough, And that kind of was the start of the whole everybody lies and you guys are in a partnership of some sort. And I can remember going to the warrant office and attorneys, especially more in the federal thing, is what they would wait to give you a warrant until you got all this thing. And then by the time you got the warrant, there was nothing else to do. And that was awesome.
Yeah, I think that's more of the U.S. Attorney's approach. Absolutely.
Right. Well, and then too is that, like you said though earlier, is that you have to make a decision on whether a guy is going to be released or not here in the next 48 hours.
Of course. We have to make our decision, and we have to decide right then. As I always tell people, when I worked on the sexual assault child abuse unit, the hardest part, hands down, of my job was knowing a horrible thing happened, but I just couldn't prove it.
Right.
And calling a victim, or worse yet, the parent of a victim, and saying, I don't doubt this happened, but I can't charge it because I can't prove it.
Well, let's talk about a really, it's a dear case to all of us. There's a vicious man by the last name of Gant that's going through trial now. Tell us a little bit about what happened there and why it's important to law enforcement right now.
Yeah, that trial is actually going on right now in St. Louis County courts. Ben Cluse, one of our prosecutors, former law enforcement, Ashley Bailey Smith, one of our prosecutors, and Megan Clayson are trying that case right now.
What's his full? I forget his first name.
Elijah Gant.
Gant.
And the victim is T.J. Brown. He was a former officer in Ferguson, and during a protest a couple years, he was recklessly shoved by the defendant, and he now has a traumatic brain injury. So that trial is going on actually as we speak. I think they're just finishing jury selection right now. Yeah.
Tommy, his father was with us.
Who's that? Elijah Gant?
Officer Brown.
Oh, Brown, yes. I was thinking Gant. My bad.
Yeah,
my
Brown.
bad.
Yeah, really, Officer Brown has a really incredible, supportive family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a terrible story.
Terrible story,
Right.
and prayers that he continues to improve.
So obviously in the child abuse section, you've seen just horrible human beings. What's the worst? I mean, is there one that sticks out to you that the guy was just
Well, it's interesting because you all probably have the same stuff, the
Right.
ones that stick out for you. And I think the one that will always stick out for me was actually not a guy. It was a female daycare teacher. And the victim was 4 at the time. He came forward when he was about 12, and he had a very rough life. It was a long trial, and the defendant, a woman, made a full confession. And it was a hung jury because one of the jurors said a woman would never do that. She was probably coerced by police. And before we retried it, our main detective passed away, and the victim said he couldn't go through it again. I think about that trial all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So it was
Yeah.
from 4 to 12?
He'd been in and out of foster care, and finally, when he felt in a brave enough space to say it, he disclosed when he was about 12.
What was their relationship?
She was his preschool teacher when he was 4.
And then
And she sexually assaulted him in every way you can imagine in the bathroom at the preschool. And he didn't remember her name, but when he was about 12, he asked for to see some preschool pictures. And I don't know if you remember in preschool where it's a card and the teacher's face is in the middle and there's all these little
Right.
faces around.
Right.
And his therapist brought him all these cards, and he finally found her in the middle. And that's how she got arrested.
all right.
Yeah. But I think about that one a lot. It really haunts me because
Well, the fact that he didn't go to jail. That's what
she never went to
Or
jail,
she went to.
and we never got justice for him.
That's weird because every time you think of child abuse, you think dudes and
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy.
but the one that sticks with you is a
Yeah.
female.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, some quick questions. If you need to go out to eat in St. Louis County, you want to go
Remember,
get a
hey,
you
you're
want to
running
go
for office now, all right? So let's be
you want to
careful
go
with
get a
this.
nice meal, and what's your favorite place to go?
Mia Sorella.
Oh.
Sit at the bar, Sauvignon Blanc.
Went to grade school and high school with the owners, Jamie and Stevie.
Love them.
Yeah.
I go there a
CBC?
lot.
We carpooled together.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You did not tell me to say that.
No, I know.
No.
Good choice, though.
And he grew up with, or he went to school with Jamie, and I went to school with Stevie.
Really?
right.
Both at
Yeah.
CBC, yeah. We were
I just saw Steve the other night when I was there with my sister.
great. He's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
He's
they
an awesome.
started from nothing and worked it
Oh,
up.
really?
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, they are.
They're great.
Right.
And then what's the one in the city's name? Marcellus?
Oh, I never go there. Trottery and Marcella?
Right.
Yeah,
You don't-
I never go to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, would you need?
I'd be
what are
willing.
you a city snob now?
I'm not a city snob. Mia Sorella's right down the street from my house.
Okay. All right. But you just can't come into the city just for the hell of it?
Maybe sometime.
You should go. You should try me out. I mean, Marcella.
Try me out.
Marcella.
What kind of show is
Damn,
this?
Tommy. Jesus
They
Christ.
call it me.
Come on, man.
Go to Marcella's.
but-
I'll
Try
go.
Marcella's. Yeah.
I'll go.
But we'll kind of wrap it up here. But we actually, this is a Tuesday for a lot of our listeners know that we tape on Thursdays for a crowd.
Oh.
But we got a lot of listeners. But today we've got about 7-8 people out there. Just because I called Joe Steiger and said Melissa Price Smith is coming on tonight. Come on by if you want. And he called his people, and they all came down just for you. So we might use you to get people down here for the rest of the year.
Joe Steiger's the best.
Now let's don't forget Marty. We got Marty over there too.
Love that Martin Garcia too. Rob Bates. Look at those guys.
I know it.
They are the best. Now, is there any? Well, now your primary is when?
Primary is August 4th.
So now, August the 4th. Now, if I'm wanting to vote for you,
yes,
are you running under the Democratic ticket or the Republican ticket?
Democratic ticket. There are no Republican primaries on August 4th.
Okay.
So I'm asking.
This is the general.
The primary.
No, but
yes,
August 4th, you can consider it the general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
August 4th is what's going to determine it for me. Right.
Right.
There's no Republican running in this. If, to my Republican friends, my Republican supporters, if they want to have a say in who becomes St. Louis County prosecutor, I ask, as well as county executive, please, please, please draw a Democratic ticket.
Right.
So you can vote.
Yeah, because the November isn't going to make
It'll
a
already be
difference.
decided.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll do it. I'm doing it.
Thank you.
Well, because you're about as middle of the road as they come. You're right down there. You're in the turn. You're that turn lane that goes down the middle of Manchester.
I'm in the Manchester
You're in the turn lane. You can go either way.
I believe in law enforcement. I believe in a safer St. Louis County. I believe in community outreach.
Common sense. You believe in common sense.
Yes.
When somebody does something bad, I think I heard, and then just elaborate on this a little bit. But I heard you say in one of your speeches is that you're all about second chances. But sometimes, to get to that second chance, you should be given the second chance. You should have to earn the second chance a little bit and talk a little bit about that. Well,
First of all, by the time, yes, I believe in second chances. I believe in treat McCord. I believe in diversion for low-level nonviolent offenders. But, by the time a defendant gets to us as a murderer or a rapist with an assault first, something like that, we can't help anymore.
Right.
We have to keep St. Louis County safe and prosecute vigorously. And that's why not only do we believe in second chances, I truly believe that the prosecutor's office can be a strong prosecutor's office, but also be a part of the solution. And that's why we have started a very robust high school program where we speak to high schools about 8 to 10 times a semester. And we don't just talk about, hey, I'm a prosecutor, this is what I do. We talk about real cases and real things that kids that age can get involved in. About who they hang, tell me who your friends are. I'll show you what your future is. We talk about drugs. We talk about guns, sex, homicide.
Melissa, those people that go to the high schools, are they attorneys? Are they prosecutors?
Yes.
Who's going to these high schools?
I go every time.
Oh,
and
you go.
then I
Okay.
usually bring about 2 or 3 prosecutors, usually one from our domestic violence unit. Mike Riley often comes to discuss homicides. And we really talk to them about how, first of all, 18 in Missouri is an adult.
Right.
So we talk about real cases and how easy it is to, once you're involved in the system, and we talk about choices and how to handle things. If this program helps one young person go right instead of left, the whole thing is worth it.
Yep.
There you go.
Because you never know. You will never know.
No.
And I've always said that about policing is that, some people say, have you ever saved anybody's life? Meaning that you rush into a bank robbery and, somebody's shooting and you shoot the guy or whatever. But you never know who, throughout call after call and case after case, you never know when you affected that one person that turned out right.
Yeah. And it made it worth it.
Even
if you never know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Well, Melissa, is there anything else you would like to get off your chest before this stupid political primary?
I just want to say this, and I say this all the time. I'm from St. Louis County. I raised my kids in St. Louis County. I want them to want to stay here. And the only way they're going to stay here is if we attract businesses, if we have safe neighborhoods where they can buy houses, if they can go to a Cardinal game without me calling them literally every 5 minutes, which is what I do now. And that's why I work closely with Gabe Gore in the city. because it's a regional thing.
He's doing great, by the way.
He's doing great.
Yep.
Yeah.
As well as you are. But
He's a great
shout
partner.
out to Mr. Gabe Gore.
Yeah, and as we all know, it's the same people who commit the crimes in the city who commit the crimes in the county. But thank you for inviting me.
No,
been fun.
it is great catching back up.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
we want you to come back on, and we can talk more about your career and some of the other cases that you worked, rather
We'd
than
love to.
than this. We're not very good at political stuff either, but
Good.
for an old friend, anything.
It's been really fun.
And building off what you just said earlier, as we end every show with, communities that support law enforcement are safer places to live.
Amen.
There you go, Tommy.